Hello everyone, welcome to IMS. Today we will learn about the check-in checkout screen on IMS. How does the check-in checkout screen function? So to access your check-in checkout screen, you can go ahead and hit the F10 key on the keyboard, or else just go ahead and click on this icon. So this is the check-in checkout screen. On the left hand side you have all the appointments for the day. So you can go ahead, if in case any patient doesn't show up, you can go ahead and right click and cancel the appointment or put it as missed. If it's canceled, you can go ahead and just cancel it by patient and put in a reason. And if it's missed, you can just go ahead and put it as missed appointment. If the patient shows up later, you can again go ahead and reset it to active. The same way, if at the end of the day you have a long list of patients and at the end of the day you want to go ahead and mark all the no-shows as missed at one go, rather than going individually and marking them, you can just go ahead, right click again and just mark all no-shows as missed. What that will do is just go ahead, and whoever is not shown up, all will be marked as missed appointments. Now we have filters available which we keep to all. Now the statuses that you would see once you check in patients out here, whatever activity has happened throughout the day, would show up as per your filters that you've set. So you want to see the information for all providers, all the patients in the room, and all the patients who have been checked in or checked out or who are in the room. So that's how we set the status. Now to check in a patient, all you need to do is just double click on the patient line in the appointment list and you come to the check-in screen. The check-in screen is nothing but it will help you remember and verify all the details of a patient if everything is correct. Now the first thing, if you notice, it's the demographics of the patient. So as you can see, we don't have the home phone number or the work phone number for the patient or any numbers. So you can quickly go ahead and you can click here to edit patient details. Click on that and you can access the patient master, where you can go ahead and you can put in the details. Once you're done, just save and close out of it. Okay. Then again, the next thing you will do is you can definitely go ahead and verify all the case details, whether the referring doctor has been put in or no. Where you need it, you also get an option as per the case. You get an option to go ahead and edit the case details as well. So just make sure that you have the referred by doctor in your records. You would see the patient insurances as well. Now the M that shows in red, that means that the insurance card is missing. So you can just click on the M and you can scan in the insurance card for the patient. Even if you want to go ahead and access any insurance details, if you want to go ahead and add a second insurance in, all you need to do is again go ahead and either click on edit patient details, or you can just double click on the insurance line and it will take you to the insurance master, where you can go ahead and add a new insurance. Then if there are any active alerts set, any alerts set on the patient's account, you would be able to see them out here. And on the right hand side you'll have all the forms and easy access to all the forms to be filled, the forms to be signed, where if your office practice says that you need certain forms that have to be filled in by the patient when the patient comes in, you can have them ready out here. We can go ahead and set that up from the database and they will be pulled up automatically. So you can go ahead and you can have an easy access to them, and you can also go ahead and print them off. If you have a signature pad available, you can directly go ahead and take signatures on the computer itself. Like the signature pads that you have in supermarkets, you can have them attached to your computers and you can get the forms signed directly online, and you can also give a printout to the patient. You can also have the photo ID scanned in, like the driver's license or anything, and attach it to the patient's documents. Another good thing is that you can also take photos. If you have a camera attached, you can go ahead and you can click here to take a photograph, and you can capture the image and attach it onto the patient documents. So that's a cool feature that you'll have. And again, once you're done with everything, you can go ahead and you can collect the copay as well. If you collect copay at the time of check-in, you have an option to go ahead and collect the copay from here itself. You can go ahead, put in the amount, and the type is copay obviously, and you can go ahead and select the payment type and extra additional notes. Any extra additional notes that you want to go ahead and put in, you can go ahead and put them out here. And once you're done, you can just save the information. It will also give you an option to go ahead and print off a copay receipt, and you can go ahead and you can have that option to go ahead and print off the copay receipt and hand it over to the patient. Once you're done, you can just close out of the screen. Yeah. Now once you've verified everything, all you need to do is just click here to re-verify patient details. That will go ahead and date and timestamp that everything that you've checked is correct and everything's been done. It's just to be sure that, yeah, everything's correct on the patient's account. Once you're done with it, you can just close out of the screen and your patient is checked in. And the first thing that you will notice is the appointment time for the patient's name, chart number, then what time did the patient actually check in, yeah, what time did the patient come in, and how long the patient has been waiting for. Now the smiley out here, the house out here, denotes nothing but how long the patient's been waiting for. The moment you keep a patient waiting for longer than 15 minutes, this house will start frowning. Yeah, when the patient comes in, obviously the patient's going to be happy if you don't keep the patient waiting for a long time. But if you do keep the patient waiting for a long time, you will see a frowny face. Okay, all you need to do is then go ahead and update the visit status for the patient, where you can just click on this icon out here and you can generate a visit note. And if you see, there are different visit statuses that we have, which you can go ahead and update. If the nurse is going to take in the patient in the examination room, you can go ahead and update the status that the nurse has taken the patient, so that everyone in the office comes to know that, yeah, this patient is with a nurse. Even the doctor comes to know. Once the nurse finishes or the MA finishes, they can go ahead and update the status that the patient is ready for the doctor, for the provider. So everyone knows where the patient is. This is how you would go ahead and update the visit statuses. So once the doctor is done with the patient and finished off, the doctor can go ahead and update the status that patient is ready for checkout. So what front desk can do is they can go ahead, and if they've missed out on anything, they can go ahead, right click and check out the patient from here. Or else you also have an option on the right hand side of the screen where you can go ahead and check out the patient from. Now if you see on the checkout screen, since we did not collect the copay, you have been reminded by the system that copay has not been collected. So we can go ahead and again we can click on this and we can go ahead and we can collect the copay. Just to show you, I put in $10. I save this information. Okay. And I save this information, and the system, as I said, will ask you, do you want to go ahead and print off a receipt? And in this case, I'm just going to say no. And once you're done, you can close out of it. Alright? And then you also have options to go ahead and set up reminders, any follow-up appointments if you want to. If you go ahead and click here to set up a follow-up appointment, it will take you back to the scheduler where you can go ahead and you can set up follow-up appointments for the patient as well. Once you're done with everything, you can go ahead and you can check out the patient. Alright? So that's how simple it is. And in the beginning, as you see, it will show now this patient has checked out. Now for a walk-in patient, the same thing you would do if a patient walks in. You have an option on the right hand side where you can go ahead and you can walk in a patient from. You just have to go ahead and pull up the patient, put in the provider information, which provider has you come to visit, and the procedure. If you know the reason for visit, you can put that in. And also you have an option to go ahead and send inquiry. If you see the patient's insurance, you can check out real-time eligibility for the patient. Now this can be done at the time of checking in, as well as once you're checking in the patient from your appointment list, you also get an option to go ahead and check out real-time eligibility from here as well. Okay. So that's all about the check-in checkout screen. These are the options that are available on the check-in checkout screen. The last thing that I would actually like to tell you about is the copay report. If at the end of the day you want to know what copay amount you've collected throughout the day, you can go ahead and you can click on the $ out here to check out the entire copay report for the day. Okay, so thank you very much, people, and I hope this session was useful. If you have any further queries, you can go ahead and we can visit our website. That's www.integritymedicines.com, and your queries will be answered. Thank you. Have a good day.